Sirens echo through the air as responders sprint across broken ground, boots splashing through mud and debris. The camera shakes with urgency, following their breathless run toward a trapped, trembling animal pinned beneath fallen metal. You can hear radios crackle, short, frantic bursts of instruction, as hands reach forward, assessing, lifting, coordinating in absolute silence, except for the storm of panic surrounding them. In moments like this, there is no time to think about fear, exhaustion, or danger. There is only one mission: save a life. And for the rescuers who do this every single day, that mission never stops. These animals didn't choose disaster. They didn't choose the flood, the fire, the collapse, the cruelty, or the chaos that put them into danger. Yet there they are, waiting, struggling, hoping. And that hope becomes real the moment these rescuers arrive. This is the part most people never see. The urgency, the bravery, the heartbreak, and the fragile, flickering chance that today might be the difference between life and loss. Every day, animals face disasters they never caused, and every day, heroes rise to save them. Across the world, rescue looks different, but the urgency feels the same. In one place, a team pulls a stranded horse from rising floodwaters. In another, firefighters cradle a smoke-covered dog pulled from a burning home. A diver cuts through murky waves to free a dolphin trapped in a fishing line. A volunteer scrapes ice from a crate where abandoned puppies shiver in the cold. These moments happen every hour, in every corner of the planet. Quick, tense, and unpredictable. Some rescues require specialized teams. Others depend on a single person who refuses to walk away. Yet woven through all of them is the same heartbeat, courage meeting compassion. As the images flash by, one truth rises above the chaos. Animal rescue is not rare, distant, or reserved for trained responders. It's a global effort powered by ordinary people who choose to act. And now, our story begins. Animals don't just end up in danger by accident. Most of the time, the world around them is collapsing faster than they can adapt. Forests that once stretched for miles are cleared in days, pushing wildlife into roads, towns, and conflict they never chose. Floods and typhoons grow stronger each year, sweeping away farms, shelters, and the fragile spaces animals rely on to survive. Human conflict adds another invisible layer. Pets left behind during evacuations, livestock trapped in war zones, wildlife caught between borders where no one is watching. Even in peaceful areas, everyday dangers, cars, traps, wires, pollution, turn simple routines into life or death battles. Animals don't understand why their homes disappear, why storms feel harsher, or why a once safe path is now a tangle of metal and fear. They only know they're suddenly vulnerable, overwhelmed, and alone. This is why rescue matters. It isn't just about pulling a creature out of danger. It's about stepping into the space where human impact and animal survival collide, and choosing compassion over convenience. Because when the world shifts too quickly, animals can't speak up, but we can act. Animal rescue isn't one single mission. It's a wide network of responses, each shaped by the kind of life being saved. Pet rescues are the most familiar. Dogs trapped in locked homes, cats stranded on rooftops, abandoned animals waiting for someone to care again. Wildlife rescues are a different battle. Injured owls tangled in wires, monkeys displaced by construction, or deer wandering highways after their forest disappears. Marine rescues unfold in a world we rarely see. Divers cutting nets off sea turtles, teams guiding stranded dolphins back to deeper waters, volunteers racing against low tide to save beached whales. Every second counts, and the ocean rarely gives second chances. Farm animal rescues add yet another layer. Horses stuck in mud during storms, goats caught in fencing, cows swept away by floods, or entire herds needing evacuation when disasters strike. These animals are large, strong, and frightened, requiring specialized methods to keep both the rescuers and the animals safe. Each rescue type demands unique skills, tools, and courage. But whether it's a tiny kitten or a massive whale, the mission is the same: protect a life that cannot protect itself. Not all animals are rescued from storms or accidents. Many are saved from suffering no one was supposed to see. Hidden dangers exist in forests, backyards, markets, and quiet corners of the world where cruelty leaves no witnesses. Snare traps, often set for hunting, tighten with every struggle, slicing into skin and bone as terrified animals wait, sometimes for days, hoping someone finds them before predators or infection do. Neglect is another silent disaster. Pets left without food or water, animals chained in abandoned yards, or creatures kept in tiny cages where daylight never reaches. They suffer slowly, unnoticed, until neighbors report it or rescuers arrive just in time. Illegal captivity adds a darker layer. Wild animals kept as exotic pets, cramped in basements or back rooms, deprived of space, sunlight, and the freedom their instincts demand. Some are smuggled across borders, hidden in crates or bags, drugged to keep them quiet. This kind of suffering doesn't make headlines. It doesn't come with rainfall warnings or rescue sirens. It's quiet, hidden, and ongoing until someone decides enough is enough. Every animal pulled from these conditions carries the same unspoken question: why did no one see me sooner? And that's why rescuers push forward, because the worst suffering is the suffering that stays unseen. Every rescue mission is built on a team whose strengths fit together like pieces of a lifeline. First are the animal handlers, the ones who approach fear with calm precision. They read body language, predict reactions, and move slowly enough to build trust, but fast enough to prevent disaster. One wrong gesture can escalate panic, so their skill is equal parts courage and empathy. Then come the veterinarians, the medical backbone of every rescue. They treat broken bones, infections, dehydration, trauma, sometimes in makeshift field clinics, sometimes in fully equipped hospitals. They're the ones who kneel beside frightened animals and whisper reassurance while working to keep a heartbeat steady. Their decisions often determine whether a rescue becomes a recovery or a goodbye. And finally, the volunteers, the everyday heroes who show up without expecting recognition. They bottle feed orphan babies, clean cages, comfort shaking animals, transport rescues across long distances, and offer the simple presence that helps trauma fade. Many aren't specialists, but they create the emotional foundation that healing rests on. Together, handlers, vets, and volunteers form a chain of compassion that transforms chaos into hope. Whether they've trained for years or simply felt a call to help, they share one mission: give every animal a chance to live, recover, and feel safe again. Every rescue mission is built on a team whose strengths fit together like pieces of a lifeline. First are the animal handlers, the ones who approach fear with calm precision. They read body language, predict reactions, and move slowly enough to build trust, but fast enough to prevent disaster. One wrong gesture can escalate panic, so their skill is equal parts courage and empathy. Then come the veterinarians, the medical backbone of every rescue. They treat broken bones, infections, dehydration, trauma, sometimes in makeshift field clinics, sometimes in fully equipped hospitals. They're the ones who kneel beside frightened animals and whisper reassurance while working to keep a heartbeat steady. Their decisions often determine whether a rescue becomes a recovery or a goodbye. And finally, the volunteers, the everyday heroes who show up without expecting recognition. They bottle feed orphan babies, clean cages, comfort shaking animals, transport rescues across long distances, and offer the simple presence that helps trauma fade. Many aren't specialists, but they create the emotional foundation that healing rests on. Together, handlers, vets, and volunteers form a chain of compassion that transforms chaos into hope. Whether they've trained for years or simply felt a call to help, they share one mission: give every animal a chance to live, recover, and feel safe again. The first moments on site are the most delicate. Before anyone moves, the team scans the scene slowly, absorbing every detail: the terrain, escape routes, obstacles, and most importantly, the animal's behavior. A frightened creature can switch from frozen stillness to full panic in a second. Their fear is not aggression, it's survival. Handlers approach in silence, lowering their posture to seem less threatening. No sudden gestures, no direct eye contact. Whether it's a dog trembling behind debris or a wild animal trapped in wire, the goal is the same: reduce fear. Sometimes rescuers speak softly, letting the animal hear a calm, human voice. Other times, silence works better. If the animal is injured, the team adjusts. Pain makes reactions unpredictable, so every step must be measured. A slow reach for a carrier, a gentle movement with a blanket, a deliberate placement of a net. The moment the animal makes eye contact, everything shifts, trust hangs by a thread, and so does the rescue. These first seconds often decide the outcome. If panic spreads, the animal might run, thrash, or worsen its injury. But if the team earns even a moment of calm, the rescue unfolds much more safely. This is where experience becomes life-saving, reading fear, respecting boundaries, and guiding an animal towards safety one breath at a time. Once first contact is made, the mission shifts into its most technical phase: safely securing the animal. This step is not about force, it's about precision. Every movement must protect the animal and the rescuers. Handlers watch breathing, posture, and subtle shifts in weight, looking for signs of stress that could trigger sudden flight or aggression. For pets, a slip leash or gentle towel wrap might be enough. For wildlife, it may require specialized tools: humane nets, catch poles, or protective gloves. Marine rescues can involve slings or stretchers designed to support fragile bodies. Whatever the species, the goal is always the same: stabilize without adding fear. If the animal is trapped, the team works methodically to free them. Cutting wire, lifting debris, or loosening rope happens slowly, with one rescuer focused solely on the animal's reaction. A single flinch can warn them to pause. If tranquilization is needed, it's done with careful dosage, timed breathing checks, and constant monitoring. Once secured, the moment of relief is brief but powerful. The frantic energy shifts into fragile calm. For the first time since the ordeal began, the animal is no longer alone, no longer fighting to survive without help. Wrapped in blankets, fitted into carriers, or supported by stretchers, they're finally on the path towards safety. It's in this moment, when fear turns into fragile trust, that the true heart of rescue reveals itself. With the animal finally secured, the journey to safety begins, but rescue isn't over yet. Every mile traveled demands vigilance. Vehicles rumble over uneven terrain, sirens fade, and yet the animal's fear and stress remain palpable. Handlers speak softly, cover eyes with towels to reduce panic, and monitor breathing for any sign of shock. Transport is more than moving an animal from point A to point B. It is a delicate balance of speed and care. Too fast and stress spikes. Too slow and external hazards, traffic, weather, predators become threats. Some rescues require long drives, over rough roads or across rivers, to reach veterinary clinics, sanctuaries, or rehabilitation centers equipped to provide ongoing care. During the journey, the team remains alert to medical signs, pale gums, rapid breathing, or subtle tremors. They adjust blankets, administer water, and keep the animal calm through gentle touch and murmured reassurance. Every response is informed by training and intuition, understanding that the animal's survival depends as much on emotional support as physical handling. By the time the first safe barrier of the destination comes into view, a subtle shift occurs. Fear begins to ease. The animal senses security, and hope, delicate but real, starts to emerge. The journey is more than transport. It's the bridge from danger to recovery, from fear to a chance at life. The vehicle doors open, and the next chapter of recovery begins. Arrival at the rescue center is a controlled chaos of preparation, anticipation, and relief. Veterinary staff stand ready, stretching from triage to treatment areas, while volunteers prepare warm bedding, clean enclosures, and set up medical equipment. Every detail matters. Temperature, lighting, noise levels, all carefully calibrated to reduce stress for the newly rescued animal. Handlers carefully lift the animal from the vehicle, keeping movements slow and measured. Blankets or carriers are adjusted, water offered if possible, and the animal is guided to a temporary safe space where it can breathe, observe, and begin to trust again. The first hours are crucial. Even subtle signs of trauma or shock must be addressed immediately to prevent further suffering. In these moments, rescue becomes recovery. The animal is no longer running, hiding, or trapped. It is seen, acknowledged, and supported. Each heartbeat slows a little, each breath steadies, and a fragile trust in humans begins to form. Here, in these spaces of expertise and compassion, the life once imperiled starts its slow, steady return. Every rescue that reaches this stage carries with it the quiet triumph of courage meeting care, and the first glimmer of hope that the animal's journey from danger to healing has truly begun. Once inside the rescue center, every animal undergoes a careful medical assessment. Veterinarians examine injuries, check vital signs, and evaluate dehydration, malnutrition, or infection. Every scrape, every tremor, every subtle behavioral cue is recorded. Even minor injuries can become serious if left untreated, so no detail is overlooked. Triage prioritizes the most urgent cases first. Animals in shock, with broken bones, or facing internal injuries are stabilized immediately. Others may need observation, warmth, or gentle feeding before further treatment. Blood tests, X-rays, and careful palpation become the tools of survival, providing the team with a roadmap for recovery. Beyond the physical, emotional triage begins simultaneously. Fear, stress, and trauma can manifest in unpredictable ways. An injured animal might lash out, freeze, or refuse to eat. Handlers and vets use gentle touch, soft voices, and environmental adjustments to ease anxiety. These early hours define the boundary between recovery and further suffering. In every rescue, the first medical steps are more than science. They are acts of empathy. The team's skill, patience, and vigilance transform panic into calm, vulnerability into care, and immediate danger into the first stage of healing. Here, life begins to regain its rhythm, guided by knowledge, compassion, and careful hands. Once an animal is triaged, the critical work of stabilization begins. This is where life hangs in a delicate balance. Veterinarians administer fluids to combat dehydration, clean wounds to prevent infection, and dress injuries with precision, all while monitoring vitals. Pain management is carefully calculated, enough to relieve suffering without compromising alertness or reflexes. Some rescues require surgical intervention, removing embedded objects, repairing broken bones, or addressing internal injuries caused by traps, accidents, or neglect. Every movement is deliberate. Every decision is a race against time. In field rescues, stabilization may happen in temporary setups, portable tables, makeshift clinics, or tents, adding a layer of complexity to an already delicate process. Even as medical procedures unfold, handlers continue to offer reassurance. A soft touch, a calm tone, or simply presence can reduce panic, helping the animal conserve energy and regain trust. Stress can impede healing, so emotional stabilization is just as critical as physical care. By the end of this stage, the most immediate threats have been addressed. The animal begins to breathe a little easier, its trembling slows, and for the first time in hours, or even days, it experiences the safety it was denied. Emergency care is the bridge between crisis and recovery, where expertise and compassion converge to save lives. With immediate danger behind them, animals enter the slow, patient phase of rehabilitation. This stage is about rebuilding strength, restoring health, and repairing the emotional wounds that trauma leaves behind. Daily routines include careful feeding, gentle handling, and monitoring for any setbacks, because recovery is rarely linear. Some animals refuse to eat for days, too frightened or stressed to trust again. Others may struggle to walk, fly, or swim as they regain their physical abilities. Rehabilitation also means reintroducing natural behaviors. Handlers create enrichment exercises, hidden treats, climbing structures, or shallow water pools to encourage movement, curiosity, and problem solving. These activities aren't play. They're critical exercises that restore confidence, resilience, and instincts necessary for survival. The staff track progress meticulously. Vitals, behavior, appetite, and emotional responses are recorded daily. Volunteers provide companionship, using quiet voices and steady presence to teach animals that humans can be safe. Over time, trembling diminishes, eyes brighten, and a cautious trust emerges. Recovery is a delicate combination of science and compassion. Every small step, an animal eating a meal, stepping confidently, or exploring its enclosure, is a victory. Here, rescue transforms into restoration, and trauma slowly gives way to hope. Some of the most fragile rescues are the youngest: orphan puppies, kittens, or wild babies separated from their mothers. These tiny lives depend entirely on human intervention, and every moment counts. Handlers carefully bottle feed them, mimicking the warmth, rhythm, and comfort of a mother's presence. Each feeding is precise, measuring temperature, nutrition, and volume to ensure growth without harm. Orphan animals require constant vigilance. Their small bodies can crash from dehydration, cold, or infection in hours. Volunteers monitor sleep cycles, gently repositioning them to prevent pressure sores and encourage proper development. Socialization is also essential. They must learn basic behaviors: walking, grooming, exploring, so they can eventually survive outside human care. Despite the vulnerability, there is resilience. A trembling kitten may slowly lift its head. A puppy may paw at a hand. Curiosity returns, and tiny eyes grow bright with trust. The team's patient care transforms helplessness into potential, giving these orphans a chance to thrive. In a world of animal rescue, these small lives often carry the largest lessons: compassion, patience, and the power of human intervention when nature has failed them. Not every rescue fits a standard protocol. Some animals arrive with injuries or conditions that require extraordinary attention: amputees, fractured wings, shell damage, or chronic illness. Others are species rarely handled by humans, requiring specialized knowledge and equipment. Each presents a unique puzzle, where misstep could mean prolonged suffering or worse. Handlers and veterinarians work together to tailor solutions. Prosthetics may be fitted for injured limbs, rehabilitation exercises modified for mobility limitations, and feeding adjusted for species-specific needs. In some cases, creative problem-solving is essential. Harnesses for flightless birds, padded stretchers for marine mammals, or custom enclosures that mimic natural habitats. Emotional trauma is just as critical. Animals that have endured poaching, human abuse, or near-death experiences may respond unpredictably. The team must combine medical skill with patience, observing body language, vocalizations, and subtle shifts in behavior to guide recovery safely. Special cases demand longer timelines and more resources, but the rewards are profound. Seeing an injured eagle stretch its wings, or a fox navigate its enclosure confidently again, reminds rescuers why no life is too challenging to save. Each unique rescue tells the story of resilience, adaptation, and unwavering human dedication. After days, weeks, or even months of care, the moment approaches when the animal may return to the wild or a safer, permanent home. Preparing for release is more than opening a gate. It's a careful process ensuring the animal has the skills, strength, and confidence to survive. Predators, humans, and environmental hazards await outside, and the team must be sure the animal is ready. Handlers assess hunting, foraging, climbing, swimming, or flight abilities, depending on species. Shy or traumatized animals are gradually exposed to open spaces, sounds, and natural stimuli to rebuild instincts dulled by captivity. Volunteers provide enrichment exercises to encourage problem-solving, agility, and decision-making. Timing is critical. Releasing too early could put a fragile animal back into danger, while waiting too long may erode natural behaviors. Environmental conditions, weather, food availability, and safety are carefully checked. Every choice reflects the delicate balance between protection and independence. The release preparation is a test of patience and judgment, blending science, experience, and empathy. For the team, this is the culmination of rescue, care, and rehabilitation. The moment when hope transforms into freedom. The gates open, and for the animal, freedom is both exhilarating and frightening. After weeks of care, every step into the wild is a test of courage and instinct. A fox darts into the underbrush, ears flicking, nose twitching as it takes in the forest it once knew, or a completely new home. A rehabilitated bird leaps into the sky, wings cutting through sunlight, navigating currents and thermals as instinct takes over. Handlers hold their breath, observing from a distance. Even the smallest misstep, a panicked leap, hesitation, or stumble, can mean injury or vulnerability. Yet more often than not, the animal adapts quickly. Muscles stretch, senses sharpen, and survival skills awaken as if dormant instincts remembered the rhythm of freedom. For the rescuers, these moments are intensely emotional. Months of care, worry, and dedication culminate in a single, fleeting instant. The animal is no longer dependent, no longer in danger, and no longer captive. Every touch, every effort, every night spent monitoring vital signs now pays off. The release is not just an ending, it is a beginning. Nature reclaims what was temporarily lost, and the rescuers step back, silently witnessing life resuming its course. In that balance of freedom and fragility, the true impact of rescue is realized. The rescue doesn't end at the gate. Once animals are released, the team continues to monitor their progress, tracking movements, health, and adaptation to the wild. GPS collars, microchips, or discrete field observations allow rescuers to ensure the animal is thriving, finding food, avoiding hazards, and regaining natural behaviors. Some animals return quickly to familiar territories, blending into the ecosystem as if they had never left. Others take longer, cautiously exploring their surroundings, learning to hunt, forage, or navigate waterways. Every success, no matter how small, a fox catching its first prey, a rehabilitated bird joining others in flight, is a testament to careful preparation, medical care, and patient rehabilitation. Monitoring also provides critical insights. Teams record behavior, habitat use, and interactions with other animals to improve future rescues. These data help prevent future injuries and inform conservation strategies. The post-release phase underscores a fundamental truth. Rescue is not about human control, but about giving animals the tools and support they need to reclaim autonomy. Every tracked heartbeat, every observed instinct, is a reminder that rescue is a continuum, an ongoing partnership between humans and wildlife, grounded in respect, knowledge, and the determination to protect life. Animal rescue is never simple. Every mission faces unexpected hurdles, rough terrain, harsh weather, aggressive predators, or fragile animals too weak to move. Even the most carefully planned operations can encounter delays, equipment failure, or sudden danger. The team must adapt instantly, balancing urgency with caution. Resources are another constant challenge. Shelters and veterinary centers often operate on limited funding, relying on donations and volunteer support. Medical supplies, transport vehicles, and rehabilitation materials are finite, making each rescue a test of ingenuity and prioritization. Emotional strain also takes its toll. Rescuers witness suffering daily, injuries, starvation, abandonment, and must carry these experiences while remaining focused on the next life in need. Burnout, trauma, and heartache are real, yet the mission continues because the stakes are too high to stop. Despite these obstacles, every successful rescue reinforces the team's resolve. Each life saved, each animal released, is proof that determination, skill, and compassion can overcome the world's harshest challenges. In rescue work, resilience is as essential as expertise, and hope is the most powerful tool of all. Rescue isn't only the work of trained teams. Communities play a vital role. Ordinary people, witnessing animals in distress, become the first responders. A neighbor reporting a trapped kitten, a farmer alerting authorities about a stranded cow, or children noticing a bird tangled in fishing line. Each action sparks the chain that can save a life. Volunteers amplify the impact, providing manpower, supplies, and emotional support. They prepare enclosures, transport animals to clinics, and offer rehabilitation assistance, often learning techniques on the spot. Community-driven awareness campaigns help prevent injuries before they happen, teaching proper animal care, safe habitats, and the dangers of human interference in wildlife zones. Education is equally important. Schools, local organizations, and social media channels can transform curiosity into responsibility. Teaching children empathy, safety, and respect for animals cultivates a culture of vigilance and compassion that spreads far beyond a single rescue. Ultimately, every rescue is a collaboration between professionals and the people around them. It's a reminder that saving animals is not just a mission. It's a shared responsibility. When communities act together, the ripple effects can protect countless lives and prevent future tragedies. When storms, floods, fires, or earthquakes strike, animals become invisible victims. Homes crumble, forests are swept away, and pets or wildlife are left to navigate chaos. Rescuers race against time, wading through floodwaters, climbing debris, or entering smoke-filled buildings, knowing that each second can determine life or death. Natural disasters amplify risks. Animals panic, flee, or hide in inaccessible places. Rescuers must balance speed with caution, using specialized equipment like boats, harnesses, or thermal cameras. Coordination with emergency services is critical. One misstep could endanger both human and animal lives. Recovery doesn't end with extraction. Shelters must handle sudden influxes of animals, often lacking food, bedding, or medical supplies. Volunteers work tirelessly, feeding, medicating, and comforting creatures traumatized by the event. Emotional support is just as vital as physical care. Frightened animals respond to calm voices and gentle handling, regaining trust that was shaken in the disaster. In every storm and fire, rescue teams exemplify courage and resilience. Their presence turns despair into hope, reminding us that even amid catastrophe, compassion and action can save lives. Rescuing wildlife comes with unique challenges. Unlike domestic animals, wild creatures are not accustomed to humans. They react with fear, flight, or aggression. A trapped deer, tangled owl, or injured raccoon requires patience, precision, and deep understanding of species-specific behavior. One wrong move can worsen injuries or trigger panic, making rescue more dangerous for both animal and handler. Wildlife rescues often take place in unpredictable environments: dense forests, rivers, cliffs, or urban intersections. Teams rely on specialized equipment: nets, crates, gloves, and sometimes tranquilizers to ensure safe handling. Timing is critical. Delays can mean exposure to predators, starvation, or worsening injuries. The goal is not only to save a life, but to return the animal to its natural habitat. Rehabilitating wild animals involves restoring instincts, mobility, and survival skills. From feeding fledglings to encouraging natural hunting behaviors, every step prepares them for independence. Each successful wildlife rescue reinforces the delicate balance between human intervention and nature. It's a reminder that empathy can extend beyond pets, and that our responsibility reaches every living creature affected by human or environmental disruption. Rescuing marine animals introduces its own set of challenges: unpredictable currents, cold waters, and fragile creatures that humans rarely touch. Dolphins trapped in fishing nets, sea turtles stranded on beaches, or whales beached near shore demand quick thinking and specialized equipment. Every second counts. The ocean is both a home and a threat. Rescuers often work in teams, coordinating boats, nets, and divers. Some animals require careful lifting to prevent internal injuries, while others must be stabilized on shore before being returned to deeper water. Marine veterinarians administer fluids and medications in portable setups, monitoring vital signs while the animal remains partially submerged to reduce stress. Rehabilitation is equally complex. Marine creatures may need swim therapy, proper salinity, and exposure to natural stimuli to restore instincts. Returning them to the ocean involves precise timing, ensuring tides, currents, and safety align to give the animal the best chance of survival. Marine rescues highlight the fragility of life in the ocean and the dedication of humans willing to navigate danger for the sake of another species. It's a delicate dance of skill, patience, and empathy, where every rescue is a triumph over nature's challenges. Farm animal rescues present a unique scale and complexity. From cows trapped in mud after heavy rains to goats stranded on steep hills, each situation demands physical strength, teamwork, and careful planning. Unlike pets, farm animals are larger, stronger, and often terrified, making panic a real danger for both the animal and rescuers. Handlers must consider not only the animal's safety, but the environment. Slippery ground, unstable fencing, or machinery adds layers of risk. Equipment such as harnesses, hoists, and temporary fencing becomes essential to stabilize and transport large animals safely. Veterinary intervention is critical, especially for injuries sustained during natural disasters, neglect, or entrapment. Emotional care is just as vital. Farm animals, though often seen as production units, form bonds and exhibit fear, curiosity, and recognition. Volunteers and handlers provide comfort, gentle reassurance, and sometimes socialization, helping animals regain trust in humans. These rescues often involve groups, requiring coordination on a larger scale than single pet rescues. Yet despite the challenges, each life saved is a powerful reminder that compassion extends to all creatures, regardless of size or economic value. Some rescues are hidden in the shadows of human activity, animals kept illegally or in unsafe conditions. Exotic pets, Wild-caught birds, reptiles, or big cats are often confined in cramped cages, deprived of sunlight, proper food, and social interaction. These animals arrive traumatized, fearful, and sometimes dangerously defensive. Rescuers must combine caution with care. Approaching an unfamiliar species requires research, protective gear, and contingency planning. Improper handling could injure the animal or the team. Some rescues involve coordination with law enforcement, navigating legal hurdles to remove animals from dangerous situations while ensuring safety for all involved. Once rescued, rehabilitation is often long and delicate. These animals may need specialized enclosures, diets, and behavioral therapy to recover from stress and trauma. In some cases, release to the wild is impossible, requiring placement in sanctuaries where they can live safely, while others may be reintroduced after careful rehabilitation. Exotic and illegal rescues reveal the hidden suffering caused by human greed and ignorance. Each successful rescue is a testament to vigilance, expertise, and the unwavering commitment to protect those who cannot advocate for themselves. Large-scale disasters require more than individual heroism. They demand coordination. Rescuers work alongside firefighters, police, wildlife agencies, and volunteers, creating a network capable of reaching animals in peril. Communication is key. Maps, radios, and drones help teams locate stranded or injured animals efficiently. In these operations, time is critical. Flooded neighborhoods, wildfire zones, and earthquake-stricken areas pose simultaneous threats to both humans and animals. Rescue teams divide responsibilities. Some focus on immediate extraction, others set up triage zones, while volunteers handle temporary shelters. Every role is essential. Planning extends beyond extraction. Safe transport routes, medical treatment, and eventual rehabilitation are mapped in advance, ensuring that no animal falls through the cracks. Teams also consider long-term impacts, like habitat restoration and preventive measures to reduce future risks. Disaster response illustrates that saving lives is rarely a solitary endeavor. Success depends on preparation, collaboration, and adaptability, qualities that transform chaos into hope, ensuring that even in the worst circumstances, animals have a chance to survive and thrive. Modern animal rescues increasingly rely on veterinary innovations to save lives. Portable ultrasound machines, field-ready X-rays, and mobile surgical kits allow teams to diagnose and treat injuries on-site, sometimes in locations as remote as deep forests or disaster zones. Quick, accurate medical intervention can mean the difference between life and death. Advances in pain management, antibiotics, and wound care have transformed outcomes for rescued animals. Even small innovations, like specialized feeding tubes for orphans, ergonomic stretchers for large mammals, or species-specific rehabilitation protocols, enhance survival rates and reduce trauma. Technology also extends beyond equipment. GPS tracking, drones, and telemetry devices help monitor released animals, ensuring they adapt safely to the wild. Data collected informs future rescues, helping teams anticipate challenges and improve care. These innovations demonstrate how science, technology, and compassion intersect. They amplify human capability, making it possible to reach and save animals previously thought beyond help. Veterinary innovation turns rescue into a precise, life-saving art, where every tool is a lifeline. Rescue is only one part of the solution. preventing injury and neglect is equally important. Education empowers communities to protect animals before disaster strikes. Schools, local workshops, and public campaigns teach children and adults about humane treatment, habitat preservation, and responsible pet ownership. Awareness also spreads through storytelling. Documentaries, social media posts, and local news highlight rescue efforts, showing both the challenges animals face and the heroes who help them. These stories inspire volunteers, donors, and advocates, creating networks of support that extend far beyond the immediate rescue. Community involvement encourages reporting of neglect, illegal captivity, or stranded wildlife, creating a proactive safety net. Training programs for local responders teach how to handle animals safely, reducing harm during emergencies. Ultimately, education transforms empathy into action. When communities understand the risks, recognize suffering, and know how to respond, fewer animals end up in danger. Awareness doesn't just save lives. It builds a culture of compassion that can ripple across generations. Behind every rescue is a human story. Volunteers dedicate hours, days, and sometimes years to help animals they may never own. Their motivations vary. Some are drawn by love for a specific species, others by a sense of duty or a desire to make the world better. But all share a common thread: compassion in action. Volunteers assist in countless ways: feeding, cleaning enclosures, transporting animals, or monitoring their behavior. They adapt to the unpredictable nature of rescue, learning techniques on the fly, and often forming strong bonds with the animals they care for. Each small act, offering a soothing touch, administering medication, or simply being present, can transform fear into trust. These stories are powerful reminders that rescue is a community effort. A single volunteer's dedication can ripple outward, inspiring others to contribute, support, or advocate. Their experiences reflect resilience, patience, and the belief that even in small ways, humans can make a profound difference. Through their eyes, we see the emotional highs and lows, the victories and setbacks, and the quiet, relentless determination that sustains rescue work day after day. Volunteers are the heartbeat of animal rescue, bridging the gap between vulnerability and survival. Some rescues require months or even years of care before an animal is ready for release. Long-term rehabilitation programs focus on rebuilding strength, restoring natural behaviors, and addressing psychological trauma. These programs are tailored to each species, from mammals learning to hunt or forage to birds practicing flight in controlled environments. Daily routines include structured feeding, enrichment exercises, socialization, and medical monitoring. Handlers track progress meticulously, noting improvements in mobility, confidence, and survival instincts. The goal is not just survival, it is independence. Animals are slowly reintroduced to environments that challenge their abilities while providing safety nets for setbacks. Long-term programs also prepare animals for human-free interaction. Minimizing dependency on caretakers is crucial for successful release. Staff carefully balance care with space, allowing natural instincts to re-emerge while ensuring injuries or stress don't compromise recovery. These programs highlight patience, expertise, and foresight. Every step taken over weeks and months lays the foundation for a future where rescued animals can thrive, demonstrating that true rescue extends far beyond immediate survival. It nurtures life until it is strong enough to continue on its own. Rescue work leaves a profound mark on those who dedicate their lives to it. Every success is a triumph, every setback a heavy burden. Handlers, veterinarians, and volunteers experience intense emotions. Joy when an animal recovers, relief at a safe release, and heartbreak when outcomes are not as hoped. The emotional strain can be constant. Witnessing suffering, navigating life or death decisions, and carrying the responsibility for lives often beyond one's control weighs heavily. Yet, it is precisely this empathy that drives rescuers to continue despite challenges, knowing that their dedication transforms fear and trauma into hope and healing. Rescuers often form deep bonds with the animals in their care. The trust earned over weeks or months, a timid gaze, or the first tentative steps toward independence, leaves an indelible mark. These connections remind teams why they endure sleepless nights, harsh conditions, and emotional turmoil. Each rescued life affirms purpose. Ultimately, the emotional impact is a double-edged sword. It carries pain, but also profound fulfillment. Rescuers witness the fragility and resilience of life up close, gaining an intimate understanding of compassion, courage, and the extraordinary capacity of humans to protect and nurture the voiceless. Amid the challenges, countless success stories emerge, each a testament to human compassion and perseverance. A fox returning to the wild, a sea turtle swimming free, or an orphaned kitten thriving in a foster home. These moments embody the rewards of tireless effort and skillful care. Every success is the culmination of teamwork, planning, and dedication. From initial rescue to medical treatment, rehabilitation, and eventual release, each stage requires precise attention to detail and empathy. Behind every triumphant animal lies a network of professionals and volunteers working tirelessly, often in dangerous or unpredictable conditions. Success stories also inspire others. Sharing these achievements raises awareness, motivates new volunteers, and reinforces the importance of rescue work. They demonstrate that even in the face of adversity, lives can be saved and suffering can be alleviated. For rescuers, these moments provide not just relief, but affirmation. The knowledge that their sacrifices, expertise, and compassion have tangible, lasting impact. Every rescued life becomes a symbol of hope, resilience, and the transformative power of human care. Each rescue teaches invaluable lessons, not only about the animals themselves, but about human responsibility and compassion. Teams learn to anticipate risks, adapt techniques, and refine protocols to improve survival rates. Observation of behavior, recovery patterns, and environmental interactions informs future rescues and rehabilitation strategies. Rescue work also highlights the broader impact of human activity on animals. Habitat destruction, pollution, climate change, and illegal trade become starkly visible through the suffering and displacement seen in rescued animals. These lessons push teams to advocate for preventive measures, policy changes, and educational campaigns to reduce future harm. Equally important are the personal lessons. Rescuers develop resilience, patience, and a deeper appreciation for life's fragility and resilience. Every animal saved reinforces the power of empathy and collective action, teaching that even small interventions can create lasting change. Ultimately, these experiences shape a culture of vigilance, care, and responsibility. Rescue work becomes not only a mission to save lives, but a guide for living in harmony with the natural world, reminding humans that every choice has consequences and every act of compassion matters. As the day of rescue work ends, the impact of these efforts becomes clear. Animals once trapped, injured, or abandoned now have a second chance. Freedom, health, and hope restored through human care. The stories of survival are more than moments of triumph. They are reminders of the power of compassion, teamwork, and dedication. Yet rescue is ongoing. New challenges arise daily, and countless animals still need help. Every viewer, volunteer, and supporter becomes part of this chain of care. By donating, volunteering, spreading awareness, or advocating for humane policies, people can extend the reach of rescue efforts and give more animals a chance to thrive. Ultimately, animal rescue is a testament to what humans can achieve when empathy drives action. It is about witnessing suffering, responding with courage, and celebrating life. The eyes of every rescued animal reflect trust regained, fear overcome, and hope renewed, a quiet but powerful reminder that together, humans can make a lasting difference. Every life matters, and every action counts. Join the mission. Be the hope for those who cannot speak.